Hey guys, welcome back to Cereal at Midnight. My name is Heath, and this is our monthly look at every single release from Kino Lorber and all of their partner labels. This is the April 2025 Spotlight. We've got 7 4Ks in the stack here. I think the stack totals 24 titles. 7 of them are 4Ks. I'm going to save one of those to the end, and it'll make sense why I do that when we get there. Thanks to Kino Lorber. Thanks to you guys. I think I'm the only person doing this on YouTube, covering every single Kino Lorber title. I normally start with the 4Ks, but I'm not going to do that quite yet because I want to start with Film Noir, The Dark Side of Cinema 25, because I contributed a commentary to 2 of the 3 movies in this set. This is essentially a Republic Pictures Film Noir box set. All 3 of these movies are Film Noir, and you can find me on Hell's Half Acre. There's what do they say? Audio commentary by Heath Holland, host of Cereal at Midnight podcast. I keep asking for that film historian credit, but I'm not getting it. And The Flame, with commentary by yours truly. And I'm an esteemed company because this City That Never Sleeps has a commentary by Imogen Sarah Smith, who does out of this world commentary work and research. Now, I do not think any of these 3 movies are sourced from new restorations. These are HD transfers that have been in the Paramount vaults for quite some time. I don't know how long, but they do come from Paramount. You know, we've talked to Charlotte Barker right here at Cereal at Midnight, the head of restoration and preservation there at Paramount. I'm just so happy to be involved with these releases because I love film noir and I adore Republic Pictures. And even when the movies aren't some slam dunk, there's something to latch on to. Republic excelled at making pretty big pictures with lower budgets. And I talk all about it in the commentaries of these 2 movies. Wendell Corey, Evelyn Keyes, Elsa Lanchester, that's the Bride of Frankenstein, right? But so much more than that, especially in this movie. And Marie Windsor, Queen of the Bees, that's Hell's Half Acre for you. It's sort of a tropical noir. Predates Hawaii Five-0, predates so much of what we associate with like Hawaii and crime, that sort of a thing. And also, The Flame is John Carroll, Vera Ralston, Mrs. Herbert Yates, if you know the history of Republic, Robert Page, and Broderick Crawford, and I believe his only film noir at Republic. Broderick Crawford, of course, huge Titanic actor that I just want to go down his resume talking about all of the things that he did. And I don't want to dismiss the one that I'm not involved with, because City That Never Sleeps is a great film too. And I'm kicking off with this because I think this is my favorite thing, obviously, of the entire stack, because I put so many hours and so much of my work and time into this. If you guys pick this up, and I do hope that you do, I would love to know what you think about spending some time with me on the commentaries. When you listen to it, let me know. Reach out and let me know what you think about them. I've actually done coming up on about 20 audio commentaries at this point, and there's more on the way, and I love that. That's a great direction. So I'm just happy I have something to show you, because when I talk about, I'm like, hey, I've been busy with commentaries. Now I can actually show you some of the stuff I've been working on. Let's talk about the 4Ks. I'm carrying over the Republic love with Sands of Iwo Jima, John Wayne, The Duke. This is a Republic film from 1949. It's got a brand new HDR Dolby Vision master from a 4K scan of the 35mm original camera negative. We've got an audio commentary by filmmaker and historian Steve Mitchell, and Combat Films American Realism author Stephen J. Rubin, The Making of Sands of Iwo Jima, hosted by Leonard Maltin, and the theatrical trailer. Only 2 of the movies that are in this stack have alternate artwork. I've already checked. Here's the front cover arts. That is a slipcover. Back cover arts. Continuing on that theme, Donovan's Reef, John Wayne in 4K, directed by John Ford. This is co-starring Lee Marvin too. This is a new HDR Dolby Vision master from a 4K scan of a 35mm original camera negative. Audio commentary by Joseph McBride, the author of Searching for John Ford. Another audio commentary by Dwayne Epstein, the author of Lee Marvin Point Blank. The Growler Story, 1957 short film directed by John Ford. And the theatrical trailer. Did this have alternate artwork? No, it does not. And you notice too that these are 4K and Blu-ray. Both of these are 4Ks. With the Blu-rays. This is an interesting movie because Foul Play We're going to talk about some movies in this stack that for the longest time were just nowhere. Maybe there was a DVD 25 years ago. Maybe there was a VHS tape, but they just kind of dropped off the radar in the HD era. Foul Play has been back on the table for about a year now, I think. And now we have a 4K. It's like we got a Blu-ray and now a 4K. So this is Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase, two, icons, even at the time. This is 1978, so Chevy Chase had already had his one season on Saturday Night Live. Goldie Hawn is, of course, a rising star too, but she goes back to the 60s with Laugh-In. Brand new HDR Dolby Vision Master from a 4K scan of the 35mm original camera negative. We've got an audio commentary by entertainment journalists, authors Brian Reisman and Max Every. Fair Play, Remembering Colin Higgins, and the theatrical trailers, radio spots, etc. More 4Ks. Sneakers. I remember when I had the VHS tape of Sneakers, and I remember wondering at some point, like, when is Sneakers ever going to get love from, it's a Universal film, from the studio that made it? Because what was this, 1992. If you like espionage movies, if you like smart sort of it kind of fits with the Mission Impossible thing. Well, I specifically should mention like the Brian De Palma first Mission Impossible movie before it became the John Woo thing. Brand new HDR Dolby Vision Master from 4K scan, original 35mm original camera negative. Robert Redford, Dan Aykroyd, Ben Kingsley, Mary McDonnell, River Phoenix, rest in peace. Sidney Poitier, also rest in peace. David Strathairn, and it's got an audio commentary by director co-writer Phil Alden Robinson and co-writer producers Lawrence Lasker and Walter E. Parks. Audio commentary by director co-writer Phil Alden Robinson and cinematographer John Lindley. And then The Making of Sneakers, a documentary. Now, I don't remember if this had... Nope, it does not have alternate artwork. It's just a solid movie. Even if some of these movies aren't like, oh, that's an instant classic, they're solid. They're solid. They deserve to be seen and talked about and appreciated for the things that they bring to the table. As is career opportunities. You guys, I love career opportunities. This is probably my favorite John Hughes screenplay. Now, he didn't direct it. Who directed this? This is Brian Gordon directed this, but John Hughes wrote the screenplay. It's got so the cast, the official cast, is Frank Wiley, Jennifer Connelly, who is was a teenage dream for all of us that were, what is this, 1991. I was her age in 1991. And Dermot Mulroney, but it's also got John Candy in it, and some of the John Hughes, the cast, right? I just love this movie. It's simple, it's short, it's fun, it's 83 minutes long. It doesn't need to be longer. What if you got locked in a Target with your dream girl? That's the movie, and it's fantastic. Brand new HDR Dolby Vision Master from a 4K scan of the 35mm original camera negative. By the way, there's a review for this at CerealAtMidnight.com. Audio commentary by director Brian Gordon. Audio commentary by Chicago Film Critic Festival producer Eric Childress. Crafting Criminals. Interview with actor Dermot and Kieran Mulroney, because they're brothers and they're both in the movie. You guys remember the rocking horse scene, the electric horse scene? Interior, Night, director of photography Donald McAlpine on filming career opportunities, and the theatrical trailer. Nothing new with the artwork, but that's okay. Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. Another movie, 1995. Not enough people saw this. Smart crime movie with a really good cast. We've got Christopher Walken. We've got Christopher Lloyd, Doc from Back to the Future, but very different. It's a dramatic role for Christopher Lloyd. William Forsythe, Bill Nunn, Treat Williams, rest in peace, Treat Williams, Jack Warden, Steve Buscemi, Fairuza Balk, and Gabrielle Anwar. I mean, just stacked. A stacked cast. This is the kind of movie that I wish we could get back to. Well cast, not extremely expensive action spectacles, just like smart, gritty crime movies. Brand new HDR Dolby Vision Master from a 4K scan of the 35mm original camera negative. Audio comment. By the way, Andy Garcia is he's top billed. I realize I didn't say his name, but he's right there. Audio commentary by director Gary Fleeter and screenwriter Scott Rosenberg. Audio commentary by filmmaker historian Daniel Kramer. Things to direct in Denver When You're Dead. That's an interview with the director. Things to perform in Denver When You're Dead. That's an interview with the actor Andy Garcia. We've got a new interview with a screenwriter Scott Rosenberg. We've got a interview with production designer Nelson Coates, and then all the trailers and all that stuff. Anything new here? No. But his Christopher Walken. There's all these movies like. I'm just like those mid 90s, like 93 to like 98, this era of crime movie, like Hard 8 is in there. And, I think, anyway, they got lumped. I made a video about this. Like a lot of these movies got lumped into Tarantino knockoffs, where it was like any crime. Oh, Clay Pigeons is another one. Any crime movie that did a thing with like interesting career criminals, they're like, oh, it's a Tarantino knockoff. But a lot of them weren't, and we have done them a disservice. So I'm really glad that's on 4K. These are not 4Ks. These are going to be Blu-rays. Now, The Cruel Sea, directed by Charles Friend. We've got Jack Hawkins, Donald Sinden, Denholm Elliott, Virginia McKenna. This is 1953, one of the greatest British war films ever made. It's an unflinching portrayal of life at sea during World War II. Audio commentary by film critic Simon Abrams. Interview with star Sir Donald Sinden and the theatrical trailer. No restoration notes on this, so I don't know if this is probably not. It comes from Studio Canal, so this is probably the existing restoration from Studio Canal. And here's another one that I'm just really surprised or happy that we're getting. This is Posse. Not the 90s Posse movie, but the 1975 movie Posse, directed and starring Kirk Douglas. And it's also got James Stacey and Alfonso Arau and Bruce Dern in it. It's a 4K scan of a new HDR master 4K scan of the 35mm original camera. Negative audio commentary by filmmaker historian Steve Mitchell and the theatrical trailer. Any alternate art? No. But I mean, so 1975, let's put the Western in context. It's the era of the revisionist Western. The whole first cycle of, Clint Eastwood goes to Italy or to Spain, depending on how you want to look at it, and makes these movies with Leone. Those come back to America and revolutionize the way Westerns are made in America or by American studios. So you've got Hang 'em High, you've got Two Mules for Sister Sarah, The Outlaw Josie Wales. This is coming at that point in time when they're really looking at the hard West, right? The damaging West, the really adult Westerns with mature themes. It's wonderful because Westerns are my thing. I've never seen this. This is the Bermuda Triangle. I think this is like a docu-film from 1979, probably in the same vein is like a Chariot of the Gods, that sort of a thing. It's just taut, exciting, mysterious, and all the more fascinating because it's true. Here's the spellbinding account of the actual documented incidents that have taken place within the latitudes and longitudes of the area in the Atlantic Ocean known as the Bermuda Triangle. It has no cast, so I'm thinking it's one of those, the Bermuda Triangle exists in the middle of the ocean. What does it mean? Where does it come from? Where does it go? Where do you come from, Cotton-Eyed Joe? Audio commentary by producer James L. Conway, moderated by film historian Howard S. Berger. Did this? Okay, no, we're like halfway through the stack and no alternate. Oh, this one. This one has alternate art because I remember it, and you're going to remember it too. Burke and Hare. This is the 1972. Burke and Hare were grave robbers. They would deliver cadavers to medical facilities or whatever in the Victorian era, and they were digging up the bodies, but they were also getting the bodies through worse means than that too. And that's often the subject of horror, gothic horror, but this is sort of a dark comedy. A sexy, it sounds so sexy, doesn't it? But there's a sexy dark comedy with I mean, look here, I'll show you the back of the box so you can see the, a lot of skin. And if you had any doubts, here we go. That's a naked woman in a coffin. That's what we're dealing with here. Audio commentary by film historian and screenwriter Gary Girani. I cannot get this back in the slipcover. Grave Desires, Corpses on Film. Interview with Dr. Patricia McCormick and interview with actress Francois Pascal, plus the theatrical trailer. such an interesting. It won't go in from the other end either. Come on now. Oh, jeez. Come on. I did it. I think we got 2 Peter Sellers that I tried to put these in next to each other. Yeah, okay. Heavens Above, Peter Sellers, Cecil Parker, Isabel Jeans, probably, I don't know. Eric Sykes, Bernard Miles. Heaven Above is this 1963. It's a Peter Sellers movie, right? Peter Sellers gives one of his most memorable performances in Heavens Above. He stars as Reverend John Smallwood, an idealistic prison chaplain who is accidentally assigned to a wealthy parish that frowns upon his progressive ideas, like his insistence on ministering to the poor. And it goes on. Audio commentary by authors and comedy historians Gemma and Robert Ross. It continues. Oh, this was earlier. I should have done this one first because this was 1959. 63, 59. This is I'm All Right, Jack, Ian Carmichael, Peter Sellers, Terry Thomas. By the way, no restoration notes on either of these, but they come from Studio Canal, so yeah, that's what Studio Canal had. Featuring an award-winning and uproarious performance from Peter Sellers, I'm All Right, Jack. I'm All Right, Jack is a classic British comedy with a satirical edge. Sellers plays both a stuffy financier, Sir John Kennaway, and the tragicomic trade union leader, Fred Kite. The result is a laugh-out-loud farce that lampoons labor relations. Audio commentary by author and comedy historians Gemma and Robert Ross. Again, an interview with actress Liz Fraser, and the theatrical trailer. No alternate artwork on these. All right, we are departing studio classics and entering into other territories. This is Kino Lorber with Zeitgeist Films' Liza. What do they call it? A truly terrific, absolutely true story. I don't actually know a whole lot about Liza Minnelli. I know Cabaret. I know Arrested Development. I know she's Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. What in the world? Judy Garland. Clang, clang, clang with the trot. Why couldn't I pull her name? So I'm interested in seeing this. We got audio commentary with writer-director Bruce David Klein, the producer, co-editor. Outtakes from the interviews with Michael Feinstein, Lorna Luft, and Ben Vereen. Ooh, Ben Vereen. Q&A with Bruce David Klein, moderated by Jim Caruso, and the theatrical trailer. Pete Hammond of Deadline says a must for fans and an enlightening showbiz tale. So I am interested. I like when there's these like scholarly, high quality documentary takes on certain things. You know, I think from the same team, not the directing team or anything like that, but I know Kino Lorber, I think it was Zeitgeist a couple of years ago, released the Studio 54 documentary, and it was fascinating. I mean, fascinating. It had great music in it too. It was like wall to wall with like funk and obviously disco, but like things you wouldn't necessarily think of. Really interesting snapshot in time. This is Paul Robeson, Borderline. This is a 1930 Swiss film, a European film that could not possibly have been made within the Hollywood studio system. Borderline explores racial and gender politics while employing radical editing techniques innovated by the Soviet avant-garde. It's got audio commentary by film historian Anthony Slide. And I don't know, that's cool. Some of these Kino Lorber deep cuts are really like you think it's all been, you think we're living in controversial times or whatever, and then you start to, I say this all the time, but maybe it's somebody's first time hearing it. You start to dig into movie history and you realize it's all been done before. It's all been said before, and you get into some of the pre-codes, and you become aware of how we haven't changed at all. It's been 100 years or more, and we're exactly the same people we've always been, with the same concerns and the same outrages and the same bickering about the same things. So I don't know, these are very, very interesting. I will be definitely checking that out. Janice Ian, this is a documentary. I wish this was a Blu-ray, but this is a DVD from Greenwich. Janice Ian is, of course, she was on the first show of Saturday Night Live when they went live, and was it October 1975? This is just chronicling her career. She was sort of a socially conscious. It's rooted in folk music. Coming out of the 1960s, her first hit was Society's Child, and then in the 70s, like a decade later, at 17, which you all know that song, whether you think you do or not. So this is a documentary just about her life. illnesses, awards, influence, all that stuff. No extras, no special features here. This is also from Greenwich, right? Yes, this is There's Still Tomorrow, a film by Paola Cortellesi. And it looks like it's an older film, but it's not. I believe this is a 2023 film. And this moving comedic drama set in post-war Rome, a working-class woman dreams of a better future for herself and her daughter while facing abuse at the hands of her domineering husband. When a mysterious letter arrives, she discovers the courage to change the circumstances of her life. An Italian box office phenomenon and winner of 6 Italian Academy Awards. No features, no special features here. This is interesting. The Cult at the End of the World. The shocking story of Shinrikyo, the doomsday cult that unleashed a deadly nerve gas in Tokyo's subway system in 1995, was founded by a disillusioned yoga teacher, Shoko Ashihara. Transformed into a terrorist organization while Japan police and media turned a blind eye, featuring rare archival footage, etc. No special features, but you're getting the documentary on a disc if that is something that you... I should be clear. Most of these documentaries are available digitally, and I think they're distributed by Greenwich too, probably through Kino Lorber. But if you're a disc person and you want that disc, it's cool that these discs exist. I do wish that they were Blu-rays, but I'm sure it's a numbers game. It's got to make money. It's got to be profitable, and I don't know what the cost versus return is on that. Well, we can guess because there's no Blu-ray. Why no Blu-ray? Because it doesn't probably make enough money. Unbroken. This is Unbroken Chronicles, the 7 Weber siblings who evaded certain capture and death and ultimately escaped Nazi Germany following their mother's incarceration and murder in Auschwitz. This is a documentary. This is not a narrative film, or it's not a scripted drama. Again, no features here. Ooh, that's too hard of a turn. Hang on, let me make an adjustment here on the fly. The Art of Crime, seasons 6 and 7. I believe this is a French crime show. Let's see, where in French with English subtitles. From Gaumont. Yeah, so this is French. This is the latest installment of these. I think Kino's done all 7 seasons to date. I have not had a chance to watch this. But these videos go out all over the world. People from everywhere watch them. Have you seen this show? Do you like it? What do you think about it? From Redemption, The Sidewalks of Bangkok. One night in Bangkok makes a hard man humble. So I've heard. This is, let's say, beautiful women running around naked, toting submachine guns and butcher knives, says gutterdamarang.org. That's not really a review. That's just sort of telling us what the movie is, which might be the point of that whole pull quote. When a French secret agent is murdered over a deadly chemical capable of wiping out an entire city, the race is on to track down Eva, a mysterious woman who unknowingly holds the key to this lethal secret. From the shadowy back streets of Bangkok to a web of intrigue involving brothels, secret agents, and ruthless crime syndicate, Eva is pursued by dangerous forces at every turn. Directed by cult filmmaker Jean Rollin. Best known for his dreamlike vampire tales, The Sidewalks of Bangkok marks a thrilling departure as Rollin dives into pulp-inspired worlds of adventure and espionage, drawing inspiration from the 1932 Boris Karloff classic The Mask of Fu Manchu. This gripping tale is packed with suspense, betrayal, and a touch of seductive allure. Extras include original theatrical trailer, still gallery, video, and poster art, and an interview with Jean Rollin by Rebecca Johnson from 2008 that runs 20 minutes. There you go. Last, but certainly not least, I like to leave on a high note. From Raro Video on 4K, Swept Away. Now, the Guy Ritchie movie Swept Away that he made with Madonna when they had that torrid love affair. That was a remake of a Lena Wertmuller movie. This is the original movie. This is a 1974 film and 4K. I mean, this is exciting, and it's got alternate artwork here, which is it's good looking artwork. And there are special features on this too. We've got the Blu-ray, the 4K and the Blu-ray disc 1 has this audio commentary by film historian Sam Deegan and archival commentary by filmmaker Valeria Cruz. Valerio. Oh, that's such small font. Valerio Ruiz. Well, I was way off. I'm so sorry. Director of the Lena Wertmuller documentary Behind the White Glasses, because she always wore white glasses. I have white glasses too, but I never really thought that maybe hey, I'm homaging Lena. That's what it's about. Blu-ray special features exclusives, interview with director Amy Heckerling, the director of Clueless, and trailers. So that is a... Did this have a booklet? No. But this is a very famous and beloved and influential movie because it got remade. That is our stack. Remember, like, all the links are in the description of every single video that I post. eBay links. You need storage solutions. Hey, you're running out of room for your stuff. You could consider sleeving. Hey, let's dig into the sleeves and see what we got here. Oh, Cape Fear, the remake, which I think is far inferior to the original Cape Fear, with Robert Mitchum and Gregory Peck. De Niro, Nick Nolte. Is this Scorsese, right? Yeah, I don't care for this version of Cape Fear, so why do I have it? And it's a good question. This is about 100 Blu-rays. If you need storage solutions, there's a link to Terrafold with a discount code where you can save money on doing those. I hear from you guys all the time. Someone just commented that they sleeved 1,000 of their titles, and that's amazing. I've done more than 1,000 at this point. It is a game changer for, you're not going to want to put box sets or anything like that in a sleeve, but for just catalog titles, they go in there great. Oh, somebody did it. I'm going to say this. This is a good place because maybe here's Wreck-It Ralph. Somebody said, well, they're going to get scratched because they're going to be rolling around in there. No, they're not. Every single disc, you secure every disc before you put it in here, and that's not something that you have to worry about. I've been doing this for a while, and I have I've had no problems, and it really has been, for me, a game changer. But there's links to all of that in the description of this video. Links to Amazon if you want to order something on Amazon. You can use that link. That supports Serial at Midnight. Memberships. You can become a member on YouTube. You can become a member through Patreon. Either way that you do that, you're getting cool stuff. I just did a live stream exclusively for members. We went for an hour talking about all the cool stuff that's happening right now, what's going on with me behind the scenes, just shooting the breeze, hanging out, talking, just, shooting the breeze, just being cool. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to tell you. Anyway, that's one way to support Serial at Midnight too. That really does make a benefit. It really supports what I'm doing here because this, you've seen commercials during this, but this is relatively sponsorship free, and I'm an independent creator. And this is what I do. So if that's something you're interested in, if you want to support independent creation and get invited into that inner circle with weekly benefits, that's the best way to do it. Thank you guys. Thanks to Kino Lorber. What are you interested in? What's your highlight here? I think for me, outside of the film noir, because that's the best, aside from the Republic pictures, because that's also the best, I like Career Opportunities. I think maybe my favorite. It's the belle of this ball, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Have you seen it? What do you think about it? Let's continue the conversation in the comments below. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Take care. Till next time, I will catch you later.